Alright, what's up YouTube? This is the 702 guy here with part 4 of the step-by-step tutorial on how to make a dubstep song. Basically, what's going to happen in this tutorial is I'm going to show you how you should arrange your song and how to add different effects to keep your listener interested. So as you can see from the last tutorial, I've added a bunch of more stuff. It used to be just sectioned off of this with none of the effects. Then I added this whole part in, like I added some more sirens in there, some more voices going on through, I added some effects, and I added another bass line, as well as like a hammer effect, a laser effect, and a different loop. Basically all these parts bring out the song a lot more, and make it a lot more interesting and a lot more fun to listen to. So I'm going to play a couple parts for you, and then I'm going to explain them and show you what I did. So the first part, basically, I took out the part where I say destroy. I felt that it kind of made the song cheesy. It didn't flow enough. So it just goes to destroy, and then it hits this effect.
Destroy.
So you see how that works? Basically I put that effect in there and it brings out the sound a lot more than it used to be. Also I added a couple rises throughout the thing. Let me get to it, sorry.
$260 AK-47s.
So basically, you see how that works right there. That rise brings out the sound more. It's all about bringing out the sound. You gotta add different effects, because if you just do a bass line the whole time, just wobble bass through the whole entire song, it's not going to be a very fun song to listen to. The listener's going to get bored after a little bit. So here's a couple other effects I added to kind of break out the sound more. It's kind of cool. So you see how that's set out. Basically, instead of what I did right there is I dropped down the sound in it. As you can see here on my automation clip, I dropped down the sound because normally how it sounds, bassline 4. Normally how it sounds is like this. So it's got that sound in there, but when I did it here, I dropped down the sound and added that effect. So it sounds really cool. See how that is? It drops down the sound and it changes up the sound and makes it a lot better. Also I added this part in here. This is where my loop comes in. Basically what my loop sounds like, I don't like to use loops very much because it doesn't make the song as original, but I thought this one went really well with the song, so I decided to use it. But it's kind of cool sounding. Here we go. Okay, so basically what I'll do to explain that part is I added this loop in here. It sounds like this. Okay, so that's the loop. Also I added this laser effect in here that goes like this, so it brings out the sound, and I also added this hammer effect just kind of in the middle, and it also coincides with the destroy. But basically what this part is, for those of you who are still just learning how to make dubstep, basically what this whole section right here is to break up the sound a little more, so it's not just totally wobble based the whole time. because you don't want a whole song, like I said earlier, you don't want a whole song that's just wobble bass, because it's gonna get really boring and really boring and really repetitive. People aren't gonna want to listen to it anymore. So what you do is you usually add these in the middle of your song. They're kind of like rhythms, melodies, but so it'll go from a wobble bass to this thing, and then it'll drop back into the wobble bass as like a second drop. So that's basically what I did for that part. And then also at the ending, I started adding a little more of everything in. I added my other bass line in and changed up some sounds. So you basically get how that works. It's just the ending. It's supposed to be all out. You're supposed to bring out all your sounds so that way it ends really good. And then also I've got my outro, which sounds like this.
Target locked. Target extirpated.
Okay, so that's my outro. It kind of goes along with my song. The name of the song I already named it. It's called Extirpate, which is just another word for destroy. But basically, that's how you're supposed to lay out your song. So you got your intro right here, this whole part. Then you got your first drop. You come back to your melody into your second drop, and then you go to the finale. And after the finale, you got your outro. And you gotta make sure your outro fits your song, because you don't want to just like end it on a bad note, because you did all that work just to end the song horrible. So make sure you do that. So that's pretty much it. Just go ahead and play around with it. You need to add a bunch of effects. You don't just want to do wobble bass, because like I said, it gets really boring. So basically that's the song. What's gonna happen is in my next video I'm gonna post the whole entire finished song up. I'm gonna play the song through the whole way through, and so then you guys can then post your video responses of your songs. So make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, and check out the next video. And thank you for watching.